She eats a live rat stuck on a mousetrap. Eats the gnome alive, eating the lady.
Yo, what's up, YouTube? Turbo-Chimp here, and today I'm gonna react to the Little Nightmares story explained. Well, basically, I'm gonna react to the story getting explained by Gamersoul. Um, Also, I know y'all confused why this is Little Nightmares. Actually, wait, no, that's not confusing. But basically, I'm gonna react to this, right? Because see, Corey, you know how Corey just finished Little Nightmares 3, right? And I would just react to that, but I need the full complete story. You know what I mean? Because I don't know the Little Nightmares 1 or 2 story, so I can't just move on to the third one. That's like watching a 3-part trilogy, right? And watching only the third movie. I need the full story here. You know what I mean? Like, so I can understand it a little better. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna react to this. Then after this, I'm gonna react to the next one. After this one, I'm gonna react to the third one. But that's not all in one video. That's gonna be separate videos. So y'all make sure to tune in. Y'all make sure to turn on the notifications so you guys can catch those. But I'm not gonna waste any more time. Let's go ahead and get into it. Also, if you don't know, actually, I'm not even gonna explain Little Nightmares. He gonna explain it probably. I mean, it's a video about it, so about him explaining the story.
I accidentally stumbled upon Little Nightmares a while back, and it blew me away to how amazing it was, which made me make a 10 reasons to play video about it. As Little Nightmares 2 is round the corner, let's go over Little Nightmares story to recap on what happened, and get ready for the sequel. Hi folks, I'm R, your narrator, and here is Little Nightmares story explained in a nutshell.
Oh, in a nutshell.
Before we get into the video, make sure to hit the subscribe button and the
y'all make sure to hit that subscribe button,
notification bell,
turn on notifications,
as there will be spoilers ahead.
Oh, I mean, this game's been off like a good amount of time now, so.
Little Nightmares is an indie-looking third-person horror game where you assume the role of a little girl called Six, who wears a signature yellow raincoat, which admittedly...
That's who Corey was talking about when they got betrayed. Hello. I know how y'all looking at me right now. Like, is he serious right now? Or does he not has he not watched the game? Y'all, remember how long ago the game came out? And when I was younger, I was not like focusing on Little Nightmares like that too. Even now I got a little bored watching those videos. It's a long game, and I was young, and it was a long time ago. Okay, give me a break. Okay.
Looks very good with the game scenery. The bright yellow color pops out from the dark and somber color palettes used in the environments. There's no combat involved in the game, but it's quite possibly one of the most detailed games I've ever played. It's got top-notch contact physics and details, so much attention has been paid to the movements and gestures, which would take me over a few minutes to talk about. But I don't have to, as conveniently, you can watch a video I made previously about Little Nightmares, breaking it down in detail. An aspect of the game that makes it one of the best games out there, apart from art style, soundtrack, gameplay, and enemies, is the sheer crypticness of the...
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, bro. We gotta give this game the props for its creativity, though. He's not wrong. Like, the games are awesome.
Story to who each character is and what the hell is happening. So without much further ado, let's go over the story.
Figure out what's going on. Because if I'm being real, I'm pretty sure not even Corey knew what was going on in that game. So, like, how you expect me to figure it out? I mean, I'm not one of those theory guys who sit there like I'm not one of those people who focus on the story like crazy hard. You gotta make it obvious if you want me to understand. You know what I mean? I mean, you don't gotta make it obvious, but like, I don't know. Maybe I just don't understand because I haven't seen the first one. I'm just yapping.
Six, our protagonist, wakes up in a suitcase in a dark room connected to ventilation channels. Six is a 9-year-old girl who wears a signature yellow raincoat who dreamt about a mysterious woman resembling a geisha prior to waking up. Something you might notice right away is the subtle tilting of the environment from side to side, which reflects on other items present in the environment which roll side to side as well. Armed with only a lighter, Six traverses through dark and claustrophobic rooms, with exception of large mechanical places with massive chains and staircases. Despite these claustrophobic looking rooms, it's obvious that this mysterious place is designed for much larger inhabitants. As Six explores further...
Yeah, that's been a thing in all the games, I'm pretty sure. Why, I want to know the story behind that, really. Why is everything so big? Why the characters so small? And what is going on with those monsters and stuff?
She encounters small gnome-looking creatures which are really skittish and harmless, and usually run away or observe her movements. Six has the option to hug them if she could manage getting close to them. As traversing further, Six witnesses a large skinny inhabitant who is hanging by the neck, presumably a suicide. Traversing
like, what's up with these games and like people hanging themselves, bro? Like, this is I think they did that in the third game too. Like, why are people just like, what's going on with the hanging theme? Also, to those people out there, don't don't do that. You know, you still got a long life ahead of you. Don't resort to that. You know, hey, I'm gonna need y'all to. Hey, y'all make sure to let y'all family know you love them, because you never know what's going on behind the scenes. Let your friends know you love them and stuff too, and that they belong here. I just gotta make that known, because you know, so there are people out there who like struggle with suicidal thoughts and stuff, and you know, sometimes they need a little boost. You know what I mean? Sometimes they need someone to give them a little lift. You know, in their spirits. You know, sometimes they need someone there for them. You know, make sure to be there for other people. Just had to make that known.
Further, Six reaches the prison where children are held prisoners. Six escapes carnivorous leeches that infest the depth of this place, and a pair of artificial eyes that turn children to stone if they are
Oh wait, he said artificial?
Of this place, and a pair of artificial eyes that
so like, yeah, that was in the third game too. Hold on, I'm already seeing the connections. Like, the baby doll had the eye that could turn on and off. And the baby doll looked mad artificial, didn't look organic.
turn children to stone if they are exposed to the light long enough. This is when we get our first glimpse of a large blind inhabitant with disproportionately long arms. Fortunately for Six, this man is blind and will only react to sound. Therefore, Six easily can evade him this time. Then soon after, Six experiences her first bout of debilitating hunger when an imprisoned child offers her a loaf of bread. After moving further up, evading
I thought they was about to say something like she ate the kid. I was like, what? I was about to be like, what?
some more artificial eyes, she gets to the monitoring room where presumably this inhabitant with large arms monitors the children on their beds, who is also thought to be the prison guard. As Six then traverses through this place, she encounters this man's room, whom we then
now you see, I'm remembering the game more and more, and I remember these guys.
Learn to be a janitor of a prison.
It's just like the game came out so long ago, it's just not in there like, you know, like crazy, you know what I mean?
Presumably much larger society with more inhabitants in. After a while, Six experiences another bout of hunger, falling into the janitor's trap in a cage where he placed some meat in.
Dang, bro, you over there feasting. Like, you couldn't just like take the meat and like
Six manages to break out of her cage, but makes no effort to save the other captured children.
Dang.
In fact, using one of the cages to jump over and open the door. She then encounters the janitor and
like the frick. Hey, let me out, man. Hey, what are you doing? You gonna help me get out, right?
runs away from him, ending up in a room filled with shoes, where Six escapes a mysterious monster residing under these shoes. After a tense chase from the janitor, and learning a little bit more about his obsession with dolls, Six turns on a TV to distract the janitor, which has a weird nursery rhyme playing.
What is she saying? What is she saying?
After another close chase, the janitor corners Six in a room with a half-closed door stuck on a cage. The janitor tries to grab Six through the gap of the door, but Six manages to shut the door, severing the janitor's arms. Six travels further up on an automatic hook where the dead children are wrapped in paper and sent up. In this section, we are presented with a gruesome scene of piles of dead children's bodies wrapped in paper. Six suffers from yet another bout of hunger, at which point she eats a live rat stuck on a mousetrap. Moving further through this place, we witness boxes upon boxes filled with bodies of dead children. Six then traverses through the kitchen where a grotesque-looking chef is preparing food. Soon after, we realize that there are two of these chefs, who seem to be twins. Then finally, we are presented with a washing place where there are plates upon plates making towers, presumably after a huge feast. Six
y'all so
manages to
ugly?
escape the twins, finding a tiny window which shows us a glimpse of what this place is and who the inhabitants are. We learn that this place is a massive underwater vessel, hence the side-to-side movement, which welcomes a multitude of obese guests from a ship. To our horror, Six reaches a Japanese-style restaurant on the higher level, where these obese guests are gorging on piles of meat.
Why do they want the little kids so bad? Y'all like y'all food like uncooked or something? Like y'all like your food raw? Or something like why y'all reaching for the kid? Y'all got like all that food in front of you, trying to reach for the little kid over there, bro. Like
Presumably from dead children and other animals. This feast is overseen by the geisha-looking woman who Six dreamt of in the beginning of the game. As Six tries to find the exit, some of these guests try to capture Six and consume her, while majority of them are incapable of standing and usually crawl.
Man, that's
At
sad.
a final pursuit, several guests scramble over each other after Six, but she manages to escape. Soon after escaping these glutinous, grotesque-looking guests, Six experiences yet another bout of hunger. This time, a gnome is holding a sausage and offering it to Six, but instead of the sausage, Six eats the gnome alive, showing no remorse whatsoever. Now keep this part in mind as we're gonna get back to it in the DLC section. Six follows the lady up into her quarters, which include a lot of broken mirrors, a hint for the ending. At a final battle, Six, being cornered by the lady, finds an unbroken mirror and holds it against her, which disables the lady. As the lady lies down defenseless, Six experiences yet another bout of hunger, and you guessed it, she starts eating the lady, starting from her neck. This allows Six to absorb the lady's magical powers. This time, we take control of a badass Six with a different camera angle, walking in one line between the obese guests as the guests try to attack her. One by one, she uses her newly absorbed powers and kills them. Six reaches a staircase which she climbs up and passes through a door into sunlight, while the gnomes Six sucked throughout the game gather and watch her leave. In a post-credit scene, Six is seen by the entrance.
I'm sorry, I just gotta call out. That was low-key aura, but dang. We just turned a 9-year-old into like, she just killing now. She doing this ruthlessly. She used to it now. This is her life now. Like, dang, bro. And she's 9, by the way.
Of the maw, the underwater vessel, while a foghorn is heard in the distance. There are many theories surrounding who Six is, how she ended up there, and why she gets caught by the hunter in Little Nightmares 2, while having powers which can drain people from their lives. And also who the lady is, why she wears a mask, and everything else, which we will talk about on a different video.
Are you serious?
There are 3 DLCs in a pack called The Secrets of the Maw, which entails the story of another child, this time a boy, dubbed as the Runaway Kid. Runaway Kid's story runs parallel to Six's. The Runaway Kid wakes up similarly like Six from a nightmare, which he sees himself swimming in darkness before being dragged underwater by a mysterious monster. After leaving the nursery, he witnesses janitor chasing after an escaping child. The protagonist finds...
Okay, so this is where where the game started, and now we're seeing it in a perspective of someone else. Oh, that's kind of cool.
Finds a flashlight from another escaping girl, who he follows for a brief period. The runaway kid finds himself in the depth of the maw, which is heavily flooded, where he needs to jump on platforms to avoid being dragged by a mysterious creature under the water. It turns out that the depths are home to the Granny, the creature under the water. The runaway kid manages to push a TV into the water and presumably electrocuting the Granny.
Bye, Granny.
As the runaway kid climbs on a tall wooden ladder, he then gets caught by the janitor and put in a cage next to Six. The janitor pulls the runaway kid cages away, paralleling Six's campaign just before she wakes up and breaks the cage. The runaway kid is then wrapped in a paper being ascended by one of the hooks. He loosens himself up and drops on a new level. In this level, he witnesses the gnomes working by keeping the furnace of the maw running. With the help of the gnomes, he...
So, like, what are the gnomes? Like, are they, like, slaves? Or, like, what? Like, are they just, like, gnomes? Like, they just be doing stuff? Because it looks like they, like, working right now. But you also, like, just see them running around. And I think they be getting eaten by people sometimes.
Manages to ascend to another level using a bucket lift. When he gets to the new level, he witnesses some of the gnomes standing in front of a different furnace, which light casts a shadow behind the gnomes in the shape of children. After leaving the area,
maybe the gnomes are like spirits, or like, yeah, maybe they're like spirits who like got reborn into the gnome bodies, and that's why they're so nice and stuff.
through a crack, the runaway kid finds himself on top of an elevator the lady is standing in. After leaving the elevator, the runaway kid enters the lady's residence, including her portraits. The runaway kid is then attacked by some shadow figures resembling children wearing a porcelain mask.
Yeah,
the runaway kid destroys them by shining the flashlight on them. The runaway kid then finds the lady looking at herself in the mirror, which reveals to us that she has a deformed and grotesque face. The lady then is alerted to the runaway kid's presence and turns him into a gnome. He then finds himself in a...
She's about to eat him. So she turns the kids into gnomes. So it's like kind of like the spirit idea.
Guest room. With a sausage lying around in the middle, he approaches the sausage and the screen fades to black, implying that he is indeed the gnome that Six eats after she escapes the horde of guests and has another bout of hunger. There is eventually shown to be a television set which shows a figure reminiscent of the Thin Man, which we are going to face in the Little Nightmares 2. This sheds even more light on the gravity of the event that Six ate a gnome. She ate a runaway kid like herself. The hypocrisy is great here and makes you...
Hold up, but like all he really did was... That's like, he didn't really... I mean, I guess he kind of did. But like, he didn't really explain the story, but I guess that's for like theories and stuff. He really did explain the story, I guess. But like, at the same time... I guess he did. I guess he did. He didn't really explain the game, though. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it'll make more sense in like... Because there's 2 more videos, like, because there's one of the second game, then there's one of the third game. Then I'm pretty sure there's one explaining the ending, so maybe, you know, make more sense.
Consider if Six is any better than the glutinous...
Because he's probably going to elaborate on it in the second, like, in the video about the second game, probably, so.
Guests. Six has a choice to eat a sausage, but instead chooses to eat a living gnome, who turned out to be another protagonist of ours in the DLC. Wow. This game was simply brilliant, yet troubling.
You call that... I mean, it's brilliant. But you gotta say, alright, like, right after that scene, I think that's horrifying. Like, brutality. Like, why she's gotta eat them?
This brings us to the end of the video, folks. That was certainly some heavy ending. Thanks for watching the video, and hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to stay tuned for more by hitting the subscribe button and the notification bell. It's been your one and only host, R, and I hope to see you again very soon. Take care.
Thank you. Look, see, this is what I was talking about. Like, I'm gonna react to these. But, yeah, but that, so, my thoughts? That was freaking horrifying. Why? Like, they just had to add that in the game, and then that's what's Corey, wait, was it the betrayal Corey was talking about? I don't think so. I think he's talking about a betrayal in the second game. But, I'm gonna have to leave y'all on here. But, y'all make sure to hit that like button if y'all enjoyed this. Make sure to turn on notifications so you guys could catch the next one. Because I want to see the elaboration and see like why she did that and stuff, you know what I mean? And y'all make sure to hit that sub so y'all can see more vids. Make sure, like I said, turn on the notifications so you guys can catch the next one. You guys stay safe out there. Try not to get eaten by like if someone starts walking to you looking like they starving, you better run. You don't want to end up like that little runaway boy. I'm telling you don't want to end up like him. But like I said, y'all do stay safe out there, and remember, Jesus loves all y'all. Peace.